This is Corey. And this is Matthew. And we've decided to do a Q&A. And you guys have so graciously sent us some questions. The first one, we're going to start out, Paul Haig at Paul Haig 29. It said, what's your favorite memory in Walt Disney World and why? Do you have a favorite memory?
My favorite memory in Walt Disney World was probably when the first time we went and we had taken a red-eye flight from here to there, and we immediately went to Hollywood Studios, and on very little sleep we spent most of the day there and then had dinner at the Primetime Cafe.
That's a good one. I was gonna say one of my favorite memories is when we went the last time, and I said before we went I want to go on the not so bumpy, jolty, intense Mission Space part, and then at the very last minute I said no, let's go on the other one, the more intense one, and he didn't hear me. And we went on the, I can never remember if it's orange or green, but we went on the chintzy one, if you will. And I said, well, that was very weak. And he goes, well, that was the weak one. And I said, what? I told you I wanted to go on the more intense one. Granted, it was torrential rain pouring, and it was hard to hear. So I thought it was funny. Okay, so the next question is from Mouse-Eared World. What is your favorite attraction at Disneyland or California Adventure? Favorite thing to do in the area outside of the theme parks? Do you want to go first on that one?
Well, I would probably have to say my favorite attraction at Disneyland would be Space Mountain. And I would have to say my favorite attraction at California Adventure probably would be the Tower of Terror right now, although it's going through a transformation as you all very well may know. Favorite thing to do in area outside of the theme parks? Probably going to downtown Disney and listening to live music is probably my favorite thing to do outside the parks.
Let's see, what is my favorite Disneyland attraction? I love the Jungle Cruise because they're such corny jokes. That's my, if I could work at any attraction, that's what it would be. Disney's California Adventure. I like Tower of Terror as well. Again, it's going through that big transformation. Favorite thing to do in the area outside of theme parks? I don't know, just spending time with this guy wherever it may be. So that's the number one favorite thing to do. Annette at APier666 said, how did you and Matt meet? Do you want to tackle the story or should I?
Well, it's a long story. 15 or so odd years ago, when the internet was still fairly new and it wasn't as accepted and as common as these days, I did meet Corey online. We both had an AOL account. I don't know how many of you remember America Online.
You got mail.
With dial-up and the whole thing. There used to be an AOL profile that everyone could fill out with their name and their occupation and where they lived, and it was very, So I used to scan profiles to talk to people online, and you could also search for who was online at the time when you search for profiles. So of course Corey had in her profile that she worked at Disneyland, so I said hello to her and she said hi back, and we talked off and on for
like 8 months.
I was going to say about a year, but her memory's probably better than mine. And she had a boyfriend at the time, but she always, oh, come down and see me at the park. I work at Toontown Foods, and I'll be at Goofy's Kitchen at this time. Just come to the window and say hi. And I would always go down there, and me being the shy person that I was or am, I never had the courage to go up to the window and say, "Is Corey here?" So we never really.
It was never romantic.
No, we just talked as friends, and I did some online dating at the time. Like I said, 15 years ago, it wasn't
as awesome as it is today.
As accepted as it is today. It was a little bit more taboo, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'd never meet anyone online, offline." But we talked for a little bit, and then one day she instant messaged me and said, "Well, I broke up with my boyfriend and I'm single." And I said, "Well, I'm single, so why don't we go out on a date?" And the rest is history.
Yeah. So, and we've been together ever since. So, which leads me, since he brought up working at Disneyland, Annette also asked, how long were you a cast member and in what area or department? I worked at Disneyland for almost 3 years. I worked in foods out in Toontown. So there's like Clarabelle's, Pluto's, and Daisy's. And it's a pizza place, a hot dog place, and an ice cream place. And that was all one restaurant. And I worked there, and then I also worked at the Village House. And then at one point I had the opportunity to do data entry, as in, counting people in lines and everything. And to me, that was kind of more interesting, even though it's like you're counting people and how many people are in line at this time. And every 15 minutes we had to do that just to kind of get an idea of the flow of how everything was working. So it had fulfilled one of my bucket list items, which was to work at Disney, and it gave me some very valuable tools to help me as a person in general, and to be a better worker at any place that I go to. So I'm grateful for that opportunity. And let's see, let's go to the next question. Before she 4144 asked, if your family could spend a week in any theme park in the world, where would you choose to go? Well, we've done Texas. We've done the theme parks in Ohio. We've done the New Jersey and the upper Maryland and DC area. We've done some of the theme parks up there, and we've done Walt Disney World, and we've done, obviously we've done Disneyland, and we've done some of the theme parks up north in California. So where would you want to spend a week at in any theme park in the world?
Well, of course, it'd be fun to go to Disneyland Paris, or it would be fun to go to Disneyland Japan, or it'd be fun to go to Disneyland
China.
China.
The Chinese Empire.
I would
What?
I would probably pick Paris.
Yeah, I think so too. So, because there's other things that we can do there aside, and there's other theme parks in that area, I'm sure too. Carla Forshee said, we are thinking of going to Disneyland. How many days should we plan for to get everything in?
I would say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Depending on how fast you want to
How fast are you able to get on everything?
How fast you want to go. If you're there on a weekday versus a weekend, what time of the year it is. But I would say probably, you could probably spend one day at Disneyland, one day at California Adventure.
And then the third day at least park hop.
The third day, or third and fourth day, maybe do things you didn't get to do the first 2 days, or do things again. That's why I say in between 3 or 4. 5's probably too much. Yeah. I would say,
it's Disneyland isn't like Disney World, where you have way more to do at Walt Disney World and you get in that bubble. In Disneyland, there is a bubble, but it's a much smaller bubble. So there's stuff to do, but not nearly as much.
I mean, the two parks are across from each other, so all you have to do is walk across to Esplanade to get to one or the other. Isn't like Walt Disney World where you have to take buses or transportations. And I would feel 3 to 4 days would be perfect. 3, you could do everything in 3, and if you want to do it comfortably at a slower pace, 4 would be ideal.
Yeah. And then Carla also asked, our goal is to travel to all Disney parks. Which ones would you visit? All of them, right? If we can.
We kind of answered that question already. I'd
love to go to all of them.
It'd be fun to go to all of them. I seriously doubt we would ever make it to all of them.
Not in this lifetime.
Just being realistic. But
we don't have the capital to do so. So, unless somebody wants to fund us, but that's not going to happen. So, we'll just keep dreaming. Some imagination, huh? And then Sam T. Wasteaway said, what is your favorite souvenir you've ever brought home from your visit?
Well, I love the attraction posters. We got quite a few attraction posters, and we got this art piece here up above us. Art is really, I like a lot. We also collect the little salt and pepper trash cans. Those are fun. We only have the Disneyland ones. We don't have the Walt Disney World ones, but
we haven't been since they've
the attraction posters are my favorite.
Yeah. I think I like I did this for him the first Christmas we were giving gifts. It wasn't the first Christmas because we were dating, but it was technically the second Christmas, but the first one that we actually were officially together. But my mom helped me get signatures of the characters for an Alice in Wonderland attraction poster, and it's matted, and that's where we had them sign it. And then I bought pins, the little trading pins that were Alice in Wonderland trading pins, and put them all around there. And that was and we put it in a shadow box, and that was my first gift I think I ever gave Matthew, and that's one of my favorite souvenirs that I've tried.
I know you can't see it,
but it is in our Alice.
It's right over there on the wall.
I'll take a picture and insert it so that way you guys can see it. But those are the questions we got, which it was a lot for us because we never expect to get any. I don't know why that is. And then since I had you, and it's a Q&A, I thought I'd show you some of our Disney stuff that we got within the last month. So this t-shirt I got from someone at work. Her name's Ceci, and she watches. I haven't worn it yet, but I will. It's a Stitch, and it says, yes, weekend. So she knows I love Stitch, and so she got me a Stitch shirt, and I love that. And I love that about my coworkers. They're very, very sweet and kind. We all love each other. And then I know you can't really see this. I haven't even taken it out of the box. But this is from another coworker. Her name's Wendy. And I'm going to undo it right there. Again, I haven't taken it out, and I need to start getting stuff ready for the holidays anyway. So, looks like this is what it is. So, it's kind of like that. Goofy at the top, getting ready to ski down, and Mickey and Minnie in the toboggan, with Donald at the bottom, and And then it has like a little snowflake, and I guess it looks like there's batteries, and it's battery operated. So, and that is a Hallmark keepsake. So I can't really see. And then I bought this on Zulily, and it's a Department 56. I don't buy stuff like this very often, but when I see it, where they take this up. But I thought it was really cute because it reminded me of at the Pop Star, or not Pop Star, the All-Star, no, the Pop Century, I'm sorry, the Pop Century. There is a camper trailer that they have, and it has like a United States, and then it has like Anaheim, California, Florida, and we have a picture with my mother. If you have any other questions or any more, definitely put some questions down below, and maybe we'll do another Q&A. And make sure you subscribe if you like our videos, so that way you can see when we get new ones, when we post new ones. And like, subscribe. What else? What am I missing? Comment. What am I missing? Sure. Be as enthusiastic as Matthew. So
yeah.
Thumbs up. I don't know. But anyways, it's always a pleasure, and thank you so much for watching our videos. Is there anything you'd like to add, Matthew? Nope. He's good to go. You guys have a great one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.